So since the price of Bitcoin is doing exactly like what we talked in my yesterday's video, now what to expect next? Because we can see very clearly, guys, the crossover that we have been waiting since weeks is finally happening, and this is also being reflected here in price action of Bitcoin, because we know whenever the price of Bitcoin has shown a really nice impulsive movement, at the same time we also have seen this crossover where the 20 exponential moving average, which is this green line, crossing above this 50 exponential moving average. And whenever this has happened, after that we have seen some really nice impulsive price movement. So that's why right now this crossover is actually considered as a bullish crossover. But one thing you have to take into consideration, guys, even after this bullish crossover, it doesn't mean the price has to show this movement here in this manner. What also has happened in most of the cases, after this bullish crossover, price showing some impulsive movement and then one more pullback towards these moving averages, retesting it, and only after that continuing this rally. So that's why I want you guys still to be careful and do not over leverage yourself. But things are actually looking good for Bitcoin. Not just only the moving averages, also the MACD line. As you can see, this here is a bullish MACD cross, RSI line clearly over 50 level, and T3CCI also in a positive territory, because this movement is being supported by this indicators here to the downside, because exactly when we started this bullish MACD cross, at the same time you can see at the same time this RSI line also started jumping above 50 level. And if you look here to the downside, the T3CCI indicator exactly after this bullish crossover, RSI line jumping up 50 level, the T3CCI also started appearing in a positive territory. These three indicators were already confirming, and now we also got a confirmation from this 20 and 50 exponential moving average. So this is indicating the price of Bitcoin could be actually preparing itself for this new impulsive movement here in the upcoming days. And beside this example, guys, what I also want to talk about is this descending broadening wedge. Since the price of Bitcoin has already broken out of this resistance line, the upper line area of this descending broadening wedge, and also getting approached towards this 45,000 resistance line. As we are already aware, this 45,000 resistance must be flipped into support at any cost if the price of Bitcoin wants to show any sort of a new impulsive movement, because we have seen in most of the cases, whenever the price of Bitcoin has retested this 45,000 area, after that we have seen a bigger price retracement. So that's why, guys, if we do see any sort of a movement towards this 45,000 area, then we want the price of Bitcoin also to flip this resistance into support, because if we do get a rejection again around this 45,000 range, price seeing this retracement, then this upper line area, which previously acted as a resistance, will be acting as a support between this 40,000 to 42,000 price area. Because if that is going to happen, right, then we can also be retesting the moving averages, this 20 and 50 exponential moving average, before starting this actual new impulsive movement. And beside this example, if you remember properly, I have also showed you guys this one scenario where the price of Bitcoin was actually reflecting the movement what was shown here in an example, because we knew around this 42,000 area when we talked about this scenario, we were actually expecting this retracement to happen around this 40,000 range. Price saw this retracement around 40,500 area and started this new impulsive movement, just like as shown in an example. And now, since we have already reached the top of this area, according to this example, there could be some movement here to the upside, and again some consolidation before price again starts showing an actual trend duration. So this is also one reason I want you guys to be careful, because we, for a proper new impulsive movement, we want this 45,000 resistance to be flipped into support, because we know if this 45,000 resistance is going to remain as a resistance, then the price here parallelly, not just only the bullish scenario, I also want to show you this ascending triangle, which is considered as a bearish scenario, because according to this ascending triangle, you can see whenever the price of Bitcoin has approached around this upper line area, this upper line has always been a strong line of resistance, and whenever we have retested around this 45,000, we have seen a price retracement. And this example I showed you, I think like 2-3 weeks ago, and you can see this is also playing out exactly, guys. So that's why we want this 45,000 resistance to be flipped into support at any cost, because if we do that, then you can see this ascending triangle bearish scenario is going to be invalid, and the price could be starting this new impulsive movement from here on. So that's why for us, our eyes are going to be around this 45,000 resistance. And if you also guys also look at this price structure here in a bit different way, I mean in a 4-hour time frame, another very interesting scenario could be unfolding around this area. Let me show you here. So now before I switch into other chart, if you haven't destroyed that like button yet, then come on guys, do it right now. And also for those individuals watching this for the first time, hit that subscribe button and the bell. So now let me switch the chart. So now before I switch into other chart, I just want to make you aware to all the traders watching this video right now, we have around $8,200 crypto exchange bonus. For example, Bybit is providing around 4,100, which I consider the best one, and also Femex is providing around $4,100 bonus. So the total of $8,200 bonus is provided for you if you sign up using my ref link, and the bonus will be deposited or credited only after your initial deposit. Now let's switch the chart. So now let's look at this price action of Bitcoin in a 4-hour time frame, because if you monitor the price structure around this area, you can see a very interesting scenario is unfolding. You can see guys, the upper line here is a strong line of resistance, and the lower line is acting as a strong line of support. So now what am I trying to show you here? If you look at this price where we are right now, this is around upper line area from ascending channel. In the past Bitcoin price action, whenever we approach the upper line area, after that we have seen a retracement. So that is also a reason why the price right now is actually trying to hold this 44,000 support and also getting difficulty to approach towards this 45,000 area. If you monitor the price movement inside this ascending channel, you can see the previous temporary raise line was always a very strong support when the price showed any sort of a retracement, because you can see here, right, the price consolidated, saw this retracement, came across this lower line area, and also towards the previous temporary raise line, found support, started this new movement, and similar movement happened here. Price came across this upper line area, retracement towards the previous temporary raise line, found support, started this new movement. So what I'm actually trying to show you here, if we are going to see any sort of a price retracement again, then you can see this lower line area from this ascending channel around this 42,500 to 43,000, and also this previous temporary raise line, right, are going to be a strong line of support, because we know around this area, not just only the ascending channel, but also our central pivot range is going to be acting as a support. Let me show you here. So you can see here, according to the central pivot range indicator, or so-called CPR, the price has already, guys, broken out of this top CPR line, because I made it very clear, if the price of Bitcoin is going to find a proper support above this 42,000 area, which is the top of this CPR line, then there is going to be a relief rally where the price could be approaching towards this 45,000, and as soon as we flip this resistance around 45,000 in the support, then this monthly R1 target line will be also looked as our potential price target. So this potential price target, the monthly R1 line, if the 45,000 is going to be flipped into support, then it's going to be around this 47,900 to 48,000 price area, because we know this 45,000 right now is the strongest line of resistance for Bitcoin, because you can see that very clearly. Resistance around this 45,000 area. So since we are also again approaching towards this area 45,000, so if we do manage to flip this into support, right, then you can see this monthly R1 line around this 47,900 to 48,000 is going to be our potential upward price target. And if this rejection is going to be there, I mean price failing to break out of this 45,000, then this lower line area between this 40,000 to 42,000 is going to be the strongest line of support for Bitcoin, along with upper line area of this descending broadening wedge. So these are some of the interesting price movement that I wanted to share with you in today's video. If you enjoyed my work, if you liked what you just saw, then please hit that like button, and also for those individuals watching it for the first time, hit that subscribe button and the bell. So by saying this, I'm signing out. My name is Anup. Bye bye guys.